Okay, good afternoon, or good morning rather. Good morning, students. This is a pre-recorded session for Friday, the 11th of September. The purpose of this session is to orientate you to the assignment and to the requirements of this assignment, as well as to revise the very important concept of the family, or the construct of the family, and its consequences and influential role in child and social development. So the assignment is due on the 17th of September, which means that it's time to start if you haven't already. The total is 100 marks, and you need a minimum grade of 50% in order to pass this assignment. So this assignment is there to test or assess your ability to discuss, evaluate, and critique a case study based on the understanding of Unit 2, which is the role of family as a factor in social development of children, or the family's influence on the young child. It also wants to assess your ability to use relevant evidence-based research and recent evidence-based research to discuss this topic and ensure that your research is well-founded. The assignment consists of a case study which represents a typical South African situation, and you need to read this case study and understand it and understand the various members in this family and be able to evaluate their development. Okay, so the case study is on the Finn family. So let's just go through the Finn family. So we have 4 children in the Finn family, and they reside in a working class area of South Africa. Both parents passed away due to HIV-related complications 3 years ago. So I think time also should be taken into account when you're discussing the social development of these children. And the consequence of these parents' death was leaving behind 4 children. The eldest, unfortunately, is a 16-year-old girl who had to then assume a lot of responsibility in the family and had to stop schooling from grade 9 and then take on multiple jobs to make ends meet and to survive and help her family survive. So although they have a home and they were given a home through inheritance, the needs, the daily living needs, is what they're struggling with, and Carol works hard to meet that. Another interesting sociological construct here would be gender, because when we look at the second child, which is Teddy Finn, who's 14, he's in grade 10 at a local school, and although he helps Carol with household chores and takes care of the younger children, he's still able to go to school, and he shows potential in sports, particularly in soccer. Then we have the 2 youngest children, who is Kate Finn and Brian Finn. Kate is in grade 4. She does struggle academically, and this is exacerbated by the fact that she's not frequently at school. She's often absent because she cannot afford transport fees, or she needs to help her bigger sister with the household chores. And then we have Brian, who is in grade 1, and he's falling behind in his studies, and he's often arriving to school quite hungry, which interrupts his academic performance as he cannot concentrate. He does show a great deal of curiosity about the world and enjoys playing with other children. So from discussing Units 1 and Units 2 and knowing various theories and knowing the role of the family, you should be able to unpack this family and discuss it through a socio-pedagogical lens. So your assignment should include an introduction for 4 marks, which captivates the reader and tells the reader what your assignment is going to be about. If you decide to use a quote, please ensure that you reference that quote correctly. Then we have the discussion of the child-headed parent family. So you're looking at that particular family type, which is the child-headed family, and you need to unpack that and find at least 3 to 4, so nothing less than 3 articles or textbooks or legitimate sources to discuss that family type, which is the child-headed family. Thereafter, for 30 marks and for the bulk of that assignment or that essay, you're going to analyze and look into the 3 types of development in these 4 children. So their social and emotional development, how is it impacted? What are the consequences? Are there any positives? Their physical development and their cognitive or thinking development and academic development. Thereafter, you need to conclude your essay with by rounding up all of your main points and your main discussion, and then ensure that you have in-text referencing and a corresponding reference list. Please ensure that you proofread your essay before submitting, as you will be marked for language, grammar, and spelling, as well as format, structure, and layout. Okay, all of the technical requirements on this document. The rubric is here as well, so you can have a good idea on how the essay will be marked. And you will not use, there's no template available, so you will use a Word document and ensure that you have a good cover page